Sometimes the most important meeting in a person's life is completely unplanned. Just one glance, a few seconds, and yet those few seconds can change an entire life. Ethan had no idea that such a meeting was about to happen to him. That evening, he left work late and hurried toward the bus stop. It was raining. People were rushing home, opening their umbrellas as they walked. And then Ethan saw her. A young woman was standing alone at the bus stop. She was holding a small book. Rain was falling onto her hair, but she didn't seem to notice. She was completely absorbed in her book. Ethan stopped for a moment. The girl looked up. Their eyes met. For a few seconds, neither of them looked away. Ethan's heart began beating faster. He didn't know her name. He didn't know anything about her. But somehow, he knew he would remember that moment for the rest of his life. The next day, Ethan arrived at the same bus stop earlier than usual. She wasn't there. The second day, he waited again. Nothing. The third day was the same. After a week, Ethan started feeling foolish. Why am I thinking so much about someone I only saw for a few seconds? He asked himself. Then, one day, something unexpected happened. Ethan walked into a bookstore. Suddenly, he heard a familiar voice. "Excuse me, do you know where I can find this book?" He turned around. It was her, the girl from the bus stop. I can help you," Ethan said nervously. She smiled. "Thank you. What's your name?" She hesitated for a moment. "Emily." "I'm Ethan." And that was how their story began. Days passed. Ethan and Emily began talking every day. They walked together. They drank coffee. They talked for hours about everything. Their dreams were surprisingly similar. Emily dreamed of becoming a writer. Ethan dreamed of starting his own business. One evening, they sat together, watching the city lights. Emily suddenly asked, "Do you believe in destiny?" Ethan smiled. "I didn't before. And now?" He looked at her. "Now I do." Emily became silent. But there was happiness in her eyes. From that day on, neither of them could imagine life without the other. But Emily had a secret. She wanted to tell Ethan. Every time she tried, however, she lost her courage. One evening, she finally asked, "If I were hiding something from you, would you forgive me? If it's something from your past, I would try to understand," Ethan replied. Tears appeared in Emily's eyes. "You're a really good person. Why are you crying?" "It's nothing." That night, Emily wrote Ethan a letter. "I have to tell you everything. But first, please listen to me." She never sent it. A few days later, Emily asked Ethan to meet her. They met at the same bus stop where they had first seen each other. Emily stood silently for a long time. Then she said, "We have to break up." Ethan couldn't understand. "Why?" "I don't want to see you anymore." "Why?" Emily tried to hide her tears. "I never loved you." Those words broke something inside Ethan. So everything was a lie. Emily nodded. "Yes." Ethan stood silently. "If you don't love me, I won't force you to stay." He turned around and walked away. Emily watched him disappear. And then she began to cry. Because everything she had said was a lie. 10 years passed. Ethan built his own business. He became successful. He had everything people dreamed of. But somewhere deep inside his heart, Emily's memory remained. He never searched for her. Her final words had stayed with him. I never loved you. One day, Ethan went to a business meeting. Afterward, he walked into a bookstore. As he passed between the shelves, he heard a familiar voice. Can I help you find something? Ethan's heart seemed to stop. He turned around. Emily. 10 years later. They stared at each other. Ethan. Emily. Neither of them spoke for several seconds. How have you been? Emily finally asked. I'm good. Did you get married? Ethan shook his head. No. Why? He smiled sadly. Some people are difficult to forget. Tears filled Emily's eyes. I never wanted to hurt you. Ethan looked at her. What are you talking about? Emily took an old letter from her bag. I should have given this to you 10 years ago. Ethan opened it. The letter said, Ethan, I truly love you. But my family was going through a difficult time, and I had to leave the city. I didn't want you to wait for me. I didn't want to stop your life or destroy your dreams. So I made you believe that I didn't love you. I thought it would be easier for you to forget me if you hated me. Ethan finished reading. He remained silent for a long time. Why didn't you tell me? Emily looked down. I didn't want to ruin your dreams. You made that decision for me. Yes. But I never forgot you. Tears rolled down Emily's face. Ethan looked at her. Why did you come back now? Emily smiled through her tears. Because I don't want to run away anymore. They talked for hours. They told each other everything that had happened during those 10 years. And Ethan finally understood something. Sometimes love separates two people. But true feelings don't always disappear with time. Sometimes they simply wait in silence. A few months later, Ethan and Emily returned to the bus stop where they had first met. The same place. But this time, there was no rain. The sky was clear. Do you remember? Emily asked. This is where we first met. Yes, Ethan smiled. Did you really fall in love with me at first sight? Maybe. And now? Ethan took her hand. Now I love you not because of one glance, but because I spent 10 years missing you. Emily smiled. Then this time, I'm not leaving. Ethan nodded. Neither am I. Sometimes life gives us a second chance. But not every love story gets one. So appreciate the person who is beside you. Don't keep the words in your heart. Don't always say, I'll tell them later. Because sometimes, one sentence can change an entire life. And true love isn't measured by how long two people are together. It's measured by how long the feeling remains in their hearts. If someone is truly important to you, tell them today. Don't wait until tomorrow.